your grandparents. They were traditional. They wanted him to be with an Asian.
Hey guys, it's James.
And it's your favorite girl, Jada.
I can't explain what you do to me. Alrighty guys, today we are back with another video. What are we doing today?
We're going to do an eat and chill, guys. Like, our favorite thing to do is eat and chill. Why not combine it both? So, we're just going to be eating some chicken tacos that I made and just chilling and talking.
Yes. So we used to do these videos a lot back in the day, if you guys are familiar. If not, check out this playlist that I created right here. All of the videos that we had back in the day when we were dating, which is crazy.
Yes.
The difference today is that we are actually married now.
Yeah,
we've been married for how long?
almost 2 years.
Wow.
We'll be married 2 years in October, and it's still crazy.
Yeah. So today we are actually eating some. What are we eating? Because this stuff looks delicious.
I made chicken tacos, so shredded chicken tacos, and I had slow roasted it in our crock pot for about 8 hours. And it's been cooking for a really long time. We just took it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty spicy. We like to do a little something. We like to do a little kick to it. So we got shredded chicken tacos here with the queso fresco cheese, like the little wet shredded cheese. We got some lettuce if you want to do like a little lettuce taco.
Yes.
Before we get to eating, I want to know, what's it like being married to a black woman?
Being married to a black woman is actually amazing.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing. Yeah.
So, do you think now that we're married, is it different now with our families? Does your family fully accept me, and my family fully accept you and everything? Like, how is it different now that we're married?
Family-wise, is definitely. I would say my family does love and accept Jada. First, it was very. I wouldn't say like unique, because growing up, I've been interested in black women my entire life, which is kind of crazy to say.
See?
But it's honestly amazing as well, But growing up in Chicago, I've dated black women my entire life. So my family is very, very, very used to me dating a black woman. And I think the biggest thing as well, it was a bit of a culture shock, including for my grandparents, with them being older generation. They've always wanted me to be married to an Asian woman. So there were a bit of differences into there. But my mom loved Jada from the start.
She did.
And my aunties as well.
Yeah.
But then again, they were raised in America. So I think that's the thing. In regards to Jada's family,
I guess,
Go
ahead.
They kind of loved me from the start, y'all.
They did. And I think I'm just going to, speak a little bit on this here. Like, as he mentioned before, he's dated a couple black girls before me. Whereas I've never dated an Asian ever until him. So obviously for me, it was a little bit of an adjustment compared to him. He's, kind of used to it. And when it comes to my family, look, my family is the most welcoming, nicest group of people you will ever meet. First of all, I will say that. My grandmother and my mom literally opened him up with wide arms when they met him, when I introduced them. They were nice from the get-go. So he didn't really, I don't think he had that level of, you may have felt uncomfortable, the first couple times being around my family, but I don't think my family ever made it uncomfortable for him. Whereas me being around his family for the first time, me dating an Asian for the first time, I didn't really know how to feel. It just felt different. It felt weird because I didn't speak his language. I go to his family's house and they're all speaking Vietnamese. I don't know what's going on. I literally just felt weird. But what I would say though, as he mentioned before, his mom and his aunties, they were really welcoming. They were really nice to me from the start. It was just more of an adjustment when it came to your grandparents. They were traditional. They wanted him to be with an Asian and everything, but his mom, his aunties, they they grew up in America, you know? So it was a lot more, it was easier to adjust when it came to his, mom and his aunties, whatever, compared to his grandparents, I would say.
Yeah.
But my next question would be, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of people who was wondering if Asians like black girls. And how would you don't have to speak for all Asians, but from what you've been around, how would you answer that question? And I know you got a mouthful of food there, but I'm quite curious.
So from all the Asians that I've been around, for example, my sister, she's dating a black woman. My mom, she dated a black man. My little brother, I'm pretty sure his girlfriend is black. and it's crazy because my answer is yes. My answer is yes. At the end of the day, women are women, right? And black women are very beautiful, as you can tell from my wife, Jada. She's beautiful. So I say yes. I say yes. And comment down below if you guys agree with me. If you guys don't, I'm very curious to hear on what you guys would say as well. There are some people, right? Some Asians that are a bit prejudiced, racist, right? Which we have seen before as well, including when we were in Korea, which we're gonna drop a video about our experience in Korea very soon. It was kind of crazy, but you'll see certain people, the Asian men and Asian women, I can't speak for all of us, but that may not feel the way that I feel, right?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, what I've seen, including in America, yes.
What was your first impression of me as a black woman? And be honest.
Honestly, to be for real, I'm just kidding, y'all. My first impression of Jada, I was like, wow, I need to marry her. I need to marry her.
Didn't you used to have like dreams about me?
Yes. I remember the first time that we met and I saw her, I was like, wow, she is beautiful. I was like, dude, yes, this is gonna be my wife. And it's crazy because I was 18 at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sometimes when you know, you know.
When you know, you know, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And to think we met through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Compared to us literally being out in public and randomly like seeing each other in public. We met through a friend. Mm-hmm. And that is crazy. Have you ever been nervous when we first started dating? Have you ever been nervous? Actually, just in general. Have you ever been nervous to be around my family because of cultural differences? Like being around my family and, you know, the way we talk, the way we cook, the way just everything. You know, being around my uncles. Is there anything that makes you nervous about being around my family because of cultural differences? I know my uncle can be scary, but...
Yeah. Nard and Punch, bros. And BJ as well, Uncle BJ, for sure. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Definitely yes. Yes. Including your dad as well. When we were dating, I was a different person when we were dating. As you guys can tell. If you guys went back to the videos and you guys saw how I was before compared to how I am now, they're very different. I was fearless when we were dating, for sure. Everything was different about me. I kind of had a different demeanor of how everything was. So everything was better back then in regards to like being fearless, and just acting a certain way. I was more, I wouldn't say Chicago, but I was more young back then. Yep. Compared to now, I want to say nervous because I know who I am as a man, and also I really understand who I am. But there are certain differences in things that still make me a little bit nervous, right? Being fully honest, that my best friend, he relates more to her dad and her uncles more than I do, based off of just, I guess, growing up. But the thing is, the thing though that I would say that I love about your family is they're very accepting. So even if there are things of like differences of how I am compared to how your uncles are or how your brother is or how your dad is, they're still very accepting of who I am.
They are.
They're very.
They really are.
They don't care if I'm scared at times. They don't care if I get nervous at times. But it's definitely, that's the thing that I would say that made it very easy to transition into Jada's life as a husband and as a man, including when we got married as well, is that they accepted and they looked at me and said, James, I know that you're going to take care of my daughter. I know you're going to take care of my niece without having to worry of like, oh, well, he's Asian. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
The only thing is maybe sometimes, you know, we'll play some Jay-Z. I don't know the song, but I'll bob my head pretending I do. But other than that, I guess
Look, I'm still working on that, girls. Like, I play the music I grew up on just so that he can know. I'll be like, oh, babe, you know this song? He's like, nope. I'm like,
yeah.
That's the only thing I'm working on. You know, getting him.
You know, and Jada, too. I'll sit here and play some Fall Out Boy, some All Time Low. I'll play some Blink-182. She'll be like, what is this?
What was you playing in the car earlier today?
We the Kings.
What is that?
If y'all know We the Kings, y'all know. If y'all don't know We the Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt pressure to understand everything about my identity and understand everything about my culture? Or is there like no pressure to that? Like, do you feel like you have to know this and know that because I'm black? You know, you're married to a black woman. Like, our history and everything.
Yo, I would never say feeling pressured, but definitely wanting to understand and wanting to learn. Because when we have kids, I feel like that's going to be very important to know and also to understand. So that we're able to give insight to our children so that they can understand their culture and their background as well.
And the history.
Mm-hmm. Because I know when we have kids, it's going to be a bit of a mixed identity, right? But I think it's definitely going to be, when I become more knowledgeable about just everything, I think it'll be a lot more easier to have those conversations with our children.
Yeah.
So not pressure, because pressure is kind of a big word, but more of just willing and open.
So for all the Asian men out there, what would you tell an Asian man that is interested in dating or marrying a black woman? Any advice that you could give them on how to secure that bag of gold?
3 pieces of advice that I would share to my Asian brother that is wanting to pursue a black woman to date or transitioning from a relationship to marriage to a black woman. First thing that I would say is to the men that are wanting to pursue black women, shoot your shot. You will never know. You will never know unless you shoot your shot.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Sometimes you gotta pull up, hit a 3, or sometimes you just gotta just be in the bleachers and try to swing one in there and see if it'll hit. But shoot your shot. You will never know. Mm-hmm. I shot my shot with Jada, and look at us.
Yep.
We're almost 11 years down the line.
You DM'd me, right?
I
Yep,
DM'd
you
her.
shot a shot.
I shot a shot. I knew she was out of my league, but sometimes, you know, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. The second thing as well is be confident and also love yourself as a man. Don't try to be somebody that you're not because you're trying to pursue a black woman or because you're marrying a black woman. Just because you are marrying somebody that is different, has a different culture than you, that's a different race, don't lose yourself trying to be somebody that you're not.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned is growing up, I used to act a certain way because I thought that's how it was supposed to be. But in reality, if your woman loves you, she's going to love you regardless. She's going to love you regardless. And then the last thing as well, for us married men that are going from boyfriend to husband, first off, congratulations on the engagement, I would say. But protect your wife at all costs, and also be open to communication. Being right is not always the best thing. Sometimes it's okay to sit down and to communicate and to listen, which sounds corny. And a lot of the times, not even sometimes, a lot of the times it's okay to be wrong. There's no point of sitting there being a macho man and saying, well, I'm wrong, but I'm not going to let her be right. It's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to put your pride aside. Put your pride aside. For sure. For sure. Comment down below if you guys want some more advice. I would love to do a video on that, actually.
Yeah. All in all, everything that you said, what makes you proud to be married to a black woman? You know, we're going to end it with that. You know, we understand how much you love being married to a black woman. So what makes you proud to be with me?
That's a hard question, honestly. Because I'm proud of so many things with Jada. I would speak more from a stance of not even the black woman part, but just being married to my wife, Jada. The thing that makes me the most proudest of being married to Jada. Damn, chill, bro. You finna spit that water out, brother.
I'm listening.
The biggest thing I would say is the proudest thing is that being able to have a wife that is loving, caring, understanding, trusting. And also being able to be called her husband, which makes me proud. For sure. Because in this world, there's so many wrongs than right when it comes to dating and marriage. I would say that I'm blessed to have a beautiful, loving wife like Jada. For sure. Is this a moment? I think this is a moment, y'all? This is definitely a moment.
That's cute. That's cute. I'm over here blushing. I'm over here just soaking it all in because it's just nice to hear those words come out of your mouth.
I'll say that, yeah. That is the proudest thing that I'll say, is being able to be blessed with a loving wife. Loving wife. Sure.
Thank you, baby.
But alrighty, y'all, that concludes today's video. We finished all of our food.
I'm full.
Which was delicious, and you guys asked crazy questions. I was not expecting them to ask those questions, which is insane. A lot of it made me kind of nervous a little bit because those questions were. It felt like I was in like a GQ magazine Q&A with.
An interview.
I was in an interview with LeBron James and Miley Cyrus. You know, just saying some stuff to me. But we appreciate you guys for asking those questions and participating in the Q&A. But that's what it's like being married to a black woman, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this was definitely a lot of fun getting those answers out of James. You know, these questions were hot. They were deep, very, you know, getting you in your brain type, you know, digging into the mind of an Asian man, you know, trying to get that answer that you guys were looking for. And I'm glad that we were able to get some insight on how an Asian man, or just Asian men in general, think.
If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe if you haven't already. And
comment down below what you guys liked about this video and what you guys want to see next.
Yes. If you guys want to see Jada's version of this and what's it like being married to an Asian man.
Yes. Let us know.
Yes, let's go ahead and get 100 likes for Jada.
Okay.
To go ahead and do her side of it as well. Which I love to see.
Because there are a lot of Asian men out there wondering if black women like Asian men too. So that'll be a good video to do.
But alrighty, guys, until then, it's time for us to clean up and get everything going. But y'all, until then, I'm James.
And I'm Jada.
Deuces.